Hey everyone, today I'm going to go over some top alternatives to Hone Health. So if you are a guy and you're looking for testosterone optimization or you are looking for HRT, there are a few different providers who can give you things to support overall men's wellness. So I'm going to compare them in terms of things like their care models, their overall reviews, the unique offerings they provide, and the approach they use. So I'm going to start here with Lifeforce. My Lifeforce is one of the top options if you are looking for a home health alternative. So they provide a range of different solutions and pharmaceuticals. If you are looking specifically for things like testosterone optimization or HRT, you can expect to pay your initial fee of $599 for the diagnostic setup, and that starts with your blood draw to measure 50 key biomarkers, after which you'll get to meet with your clinician, start your customized plan, and move forward with the rest of your membership, which provides that dedicated Lifeforce health coach and retesting of your biomarkers every quarter. So that process comes with this personalized access, regular updates and reviews, as well as discounts on supplements, and all of that is included for $149 per month. Now, as I said, they provide things like quarterly blood work done at home. So these solutions will do blood draws to verify all of those biomarkers, as you can see here. Get your T where it used to be. You get that biomarker test 4 times a year, you get the clinician-backed TRT plans, and you get 30% off all supplements. Now, they have really good reviews. So you're going to see a lot of positive reviews, not just on their website, obviously, but from places like Trustpilot, which I really like. Some of the unique features that you have if you are looking for overall men's wellness or TRT or HRT with My Lifeforce is the comprehensive longevity-focused approach that they use. So it's not just a one-time thing. They don't just send that phlebotomist to your house once and look at things like total and free testosterone and DHEA and then go, all right, yep, here you go, here's the issue. No, they do it 4 times a year, so you get that regular biomarker tracking, you get the at-home blood draws, which I have to say is super convenient, and of course you get access to the specialized pharmaceuticals. So there are a lot of pharmaceuticals here for different things. You get access to things like DHEA supplements that have a proprietary design. You get access to testosterone injections if that's what you're looking for. So what I really love about My Lifeforce is that they give you that in-depth data-driven look at your overall health. So they're not just looking at your T levels, they're looking at all the other areas: hormones, vitality, cardiac risk, weight loss, strength, brain health, sexual health, longevity. The home-based blood draw is of course highly convenient, and I love that they're doing it multiple times throughout the year. So you're not just looking at your numbers now, you're looking at your numbers moving forward. Now, it is going to be a much higher cost to get started. And then, of course, you will face separate medication charges depending on what it is you choose to start, but that does come with that 30% discount if you are paying for that monthly membership. So if you are dealing with things like low testosterone or you're struggling with hair loss, ULO is another positive option here. So they have things like injections and gels. You can see here they have these low dose topicals, they have FDA-approved ingredients, and they have different plans here. Now their cost is going to be around $160 to $175 per month, depending on whether you get the soft gels or the tablets. They do offer ongoing support, and you can see here that they have these low dose prescriptions, non-hormonal options, but it is mostly for hair health, as you can see with their best-selling products down here. So they have limited reviews on Trustpilot, even though they are really positively mentioned in different wellness publications. And they do have pretty transparent pricing. You know, you get everything. You get the supplies, the services, and the lab. So you know that you're paying, let's say, $160 per month, and that's all inclusive. They do have regular support after your initial consultation. The drawback here is that the initial lab fee is $50. And again, pretty limited in terms of all the other options they have. You do have some treatment, but mostly just for hair loss. So if you're looking for any other type of support, especially TRT or HRT, you're not going to find it here. So Peter MD comes highly recommended. You can see here they are considered America's most trusted men's health clinic. They deliver things to your door. They have over 300,000 patients. They have literally like over 12,000 reviews on Trustpilot. They have some complaints about their billing on the Better Business Bureau, but otherwise A+ review there. So they have different plans, especially for TRT, as low as around $90 per month for 12-month plans. And that does include the meds and the labs. And you can see here that you have different options if you are looking for just testosterone solutions, if you want oral TRT, if you want HCG, if you want to enhance your performance, deal with hair loss. Maybe the ULO hair loss isn't enough. Well, that's okay. They have a lot of options here. So they do have tiered membership. So obviously the higher you pay per month, just like healthcare, the better the benefits for all of the other things that you decide to buy. If you are going to shop things, you get discounts for a longer commitment with their different products. Now that can make it a low-cost option if you are signing up for an annual plan, but they do use compounded medications. And I have to point out that compounded medications are not FDA approved yet. So as I quickly mentioned, they do have some major complaints about billing issues, primarily people being billed more than they thought or more frequently than they thought, and they do use some medications that are not FDA approved. That doesn't mean that they're necessarily harmful, it just means that you need to consider that, especially if you are on any other medication. So then let's pop over here to Maximus Tribe. So Maximum is what that means, right? So Maximus Tribe is a company that focuses pretty heavily on maximizing your options for men's health, right? They have plans with like oral TRT that's going to be around $150 per month. So you're looking at roughly the same as my Lifeforce, but without the same support. So basically what you get here is access to a community forum and an at-home lab kit, which is not quite the same as sending a trained phlebotomist to your house, but they do give you a physician consultation afterward. That said, while they do focus on fertility preserving protocols for their TRT and shoulder draws for blood that are painless, you're basically, you can see here, paying way more than you would with something like my Lifeforce, and by comparison, you're not getting the same offerings, you're not getting the same type of support or unique features. There's nothing wrong with them. I do like that they have the at-home testing kits. I'm not someone who's going to test myself. I want a professional to do it, so that would be a deal breaker for me. And they don't have the same type of traditional TRT protocols, and some of those protocols do come at additional costs, so that is something to bear in mind. Another option we have is Hims, right? Almost everyone has heard of Hims. Everyone likes that easy option for managing health and wellness from home. So Hims is great in that you can choose different areas. If you want to boost your T, if you want to regrow hair, want to focus on fertility issues or just boosting your overall libido, you can find specific medications, and it's pretty simple in terms of how the process works. You figure out where you want to focus. They send you deals for around $150 per month if you're doing things like topical TRT creams. That flat fee covers your medication and your labs, but your access is pretty limited, right? This is very gamified. You're basically just going to get a quick text option here. There's not a lot of real communication support in my mind, but it is a simple process, transparent pricing, and if you don't want to be bothered with follow-up information and you don't want to get access to support for handling side effects, then this might certainly be a much easier way for you to just kind of use your thumbs to navigate a few prescriptions and be done with it. Defy Medical is another option here. I don't think it's as good as my Lifeforce, obviously. They have pretty limited services. Their costs are even higher as well. So you're paying around $250 per month. It's a pay per service cost for things like TRT. They do give you a pretty impressive support, though, a lot of good communication. You get extended consultations that are up to an hour, but again, that's what you're going to get over here with Lifeforce, so it's not particularly impressive. They do have a concierge style service, though, so there are a lot of HRT options, including pellets, creams, injections, and extensive treatment options that you might still need a subscription or you wouldn't need a subscription for, whereas with other companies you might still need a subscription for it. So it is going to be much more expensive, but the structure is more a la carte than subscription based. So that is something to strongly consider. And of course, last one, I'm going to look at Fountain TRT. So Fountain TRT has been getting a lot of attention because they are relatively cheap, and they do have a flat monthly fee that covers all of your information, right? That includes communication, labs, and follow-up care. Again, the downside here is communication is just done via text. So you might have transparent pricing, sure, but you're not really getting a lot for what you're paying. And you're paying around $160 per month for things like TRT. So it's mostly an online TRT clinic, and that's all well and good, but they focus exclusively on topical testosterone cream. So if you want to avoid injections, absolutely something worth looking at, but they don't have a lot of options, whereas obviously Hims and Defy Medical do have a lot of options, and their support is pretty limited. So if you're looking for support, if you're looking for good customer service and unique features, definitely go with Lifeforce. If you want to avoid any type of injection, Fountain TRT. If you want something that's gamified and simple with no real follow-up communication, Hims is going to be good. Defy Medical for a non-subscription based option. Maximus if you're looking for, pretty cheap oral options that have at-home testing kits. And then Peter MD if you want a wide range of potential options to test, but bear in mind they don't have FDA-approved medications. And then of course, ULO if your main concern is hair loss.